Good morning, friends. What's happening? Welcome back. Good to see you. What a good week. A new week ahead of us. How are you guys doing today? Welcome back. Good to see you all. Let me see if the chat's working. Yes, sir. There we go. Yo, good morning. NumFX, Red FT8, John. How are you doing, man? Isabella. Tranka, man, what's up? Echo, Mystery, what's happening? Roy, how you doing, man? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Nam, FX, Ivy, good morning. Derek, good morning. Keto, good morning. Yes, all right. Beautiful. All right, let's get the party started, man. What is going on with gold today? Yeah. We're dropping a little bit, but at the same time, we have a lot of support as well here. So what's going on gold right now? How is gold acting today a little bit? Let's see what we do. All right, let me make up my mind for that. And then we'll get the party started here. Hope you guys liked the overall analysis here today. That would be amazing. And now my internet is gone. Yep, internet is gone. All right, let's go. We're back. Okay. All right, what's happening, my friends? Good to see you all. Welcome back. Gold is holding the low volume node at this current moment of the range. I think it's important to really pay attention to this right now. Matter of fact, I'm actually thinking about longing gold right here. Okay. So right now, actually, just so you know, I just see something interesting right now happening on gold. The low volume node, if you mark out the range right here from a left to a right here, look at that, the left to the right, and you break out of the range, what do we get on the right side right now? We get what we call a low volume node. Okay, do you see it? This is a buying zone right there. We broke above this, we're holding above it. You can actually see that we have a huge gap sitting right there and one below that. You see that? So if we mark that out and we turn that all the way to the right, and we look at the breakout, look at how we're holding that support right there. Okay, that is the volume profile in a nutshell right now. So my suggestion is, what I'm gonna do is long. Yeah, gonna long gold. The reason why it makes a lot of sense for me to long right now at the moment. Okay, I know there's a little bit of a rush here. I can see it already in the market, but the target has not been met yet, and that is the 2020, right? The 42220. That is something I'm looking at right now here. So thinking about long, okay, just make sure that you are looking at the low volume nodes. If you guys are new to this channel and you never heard about it, then of course you understand that this is something that we do all the time. And that's why we think at this moment right now that you kind of have to understand the low volume node. If you're new, you need to learn about the low volume nodes. Well, you need to come up to the streams a little bit more often. I think you're going to see this a lot more, but then you would have definitely spotted this this level, for example. Okay, so pay attention to this right now at the moment. This is something that we talked about as well in our analysis here. We did our analysis in our Telegram group today, this weekend. It was a 26-minute analysis from higher time frame to lower time frame around gold. All the way from everything that we talk about, okay, in terms of setups and things like that, and what we can do and what are the scenarios, things like that, right? So therefore, if you haven't watched it yet and join the Telegram as well, then you can actually see this right there, okay? So how this makes sense? Because we talked about this exact, right? We talked about the potential consolidation, okay? The breakout, the retest, and now the hold up, and now the continuation potential. So I'm actually willing to give this a try, okay? And give it a try around this area right here. See if we can get there. Price is a bit choppy, man, I have to say. It's a bit of a choppy market. But it's, for me, worth to try now. The fact that we came down, we tapped into it after the retracement, we broke above it, we came down, we get absorbed here. I think this is a valid potential buy right now at the moment here. So, yeah, I entered the long immediately from the get-go today. And maybe, yeah, no, actually immediately from the get-go right here. You see it, entered long. That's it. All right, point of control right here. I'm looking to see if you could hold up this level. If you could potentially push down a little bit to potentially flip bullish. I must say the price action is pretty choppy, not gonna lie. But again, the absorption looks pretty good. I love the overall way we tapped into the low volume node. I also loved how we actually absorbed quite well. And at the same time, we are holding above the VWAP, okay? We are a little bit choppy, but also if you look at the higher time frame, what I'm also interested in is this zone. You see the daily? This is the Friday candle. And this is actually kind of an important level here. Because this is something that I want to kind of look at all the... This is not something that I look at every day. This is part of my main strategy. You're going to take wins, you're going to take losses. But the thing about this is that in most cases, you have an advantage when you trade above the most volume of the Friday, okay? And they were trading clearly above the most volume of the Friday at this current moment. But it's pretty wild price action here. Must admit this, okay? So manage your risk accordingly, I would say. Because we are hovering around the low volume node, the point of control. We shoot up, we shoot down. So reduce your risk a little bit. For me, it is worth to take a little bit of a risk here. I see where we can take this on a Monday. Hopefully we start the day strong. The week strong. We're currently still in our major winning streak, so let's start the week strong. Let's start it from the get-go and then in a positive manner. Okay. Let's make sure that we fuel up our winning streak right now. At the moment here, our winning streak is still the way it is. It's still active. We have, of course, losing trades inside of it, but winning days, right? According to our breakdown analysis here. So I want to really hold this level and continue with that. Yeah? Okay, fantastic. Let's do that. Let's make that happen. All right. Overall, the order flow is definitely showing us that we have the Friday candle as support. And if we close below that, of course, everything will shift. But I think for us, when we close above it here, somehow this candle always gets printed. I don't know why in the order flow. But on the Friday, this is the candle we need to look for. And this is exactly the candle that we need to look for. Because that is pretty much the zone where the most volume was traded on a Friday. That makes sense. You can actually see that this is the point of control, and usually you'll find support at around these levels as well here, okay? So this is why we're reacting here. This is why we're bouncing. It is a really hard time to break it. But I must admit, look at the lower time frame, the 1 hour as well here. The hourly looks pretty good, if you ask me. Look at the hourly one more time. Yeah, we're holding above this area. It is a bit of a mess today, though. Definitely a little bit of a mess today. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, we're holding that level. Yeah, just be patient, I think. Let's see what happens. Why do we look at the low volume node? We look at the low volume node because inside of the range, there is more volume traded, there is less volume traded, and somehow, for some reason, you can see that the inefficiency inside of the least amount of volume can act as support, okay? And that's actually a really good confirmation. So if we decide, let's say, right, if I'm wrong, and this is also another important layer, right? This is why I love the low volume nodes, because if I would be considered wrong, and I would break out and we would close below this, then in most cases, this will simply turn just straight up into resistance. And we'll probably see a breakdown towards our previous range, which we talked about already in the analysis that we have done already, which is also another setup, right? You can also look for shorts, like things like that, right? So it's not just about trading the low volume node and always having to be right. It's also about, if you're wrong, what is the next step? And I think that means that we have to just come down to the next range. And therefore, it's worth we take along right now, because we're bouncing clearly and getting absorbed around this, okay? And then we go from there. Lorenzo, I tried to get your book, but I haven't received it yet. I put my email, but nothing. Can you see it? Huh? No one received the book? It's very strange. I think that people received the book though. People received the book. But like, I think you need to be a little bit patient. Okay, it might take a while. It might be a little bit slow. So give it a little bit of time, okay? Give it a little bit of patience, a little bit of time. And then we'll go from there, yeah? Pretty chop, to be honest, today. On a Monday here. We had this breakdown, I think, and then we had a little bit of a retracement, and now we're kind of holding on. Looking at 1 minute. Looks pretty choppy. I'm pretty messy today. But we're above the point of control. We came below it, we broke above it, and now we're turning the point of control into support. And we have the low volume node below us. And now we're shooting up. Yeah. Now we're shooting up. Can we actually break out now, though? That's the question. Can we actually break out this time? Because it's cool if you shoot up, but if you come down straight away, it's not as cool. So let's see if we can actually do that. You have these like big impulses today. So like there's like low volume, chop, chop, and then boom, big impulse. And then again, low volume, chop, chop, boom, big impulse. So what I think needs to happen, we need to close, I think, strong on the 1 hour. It's gonna help us. I'm still targeting those highs there. I talked about it also in the analysis. I want to take out these highs right there. That was actually the plan. At least the highs around this area right there, not just the highs around there. Okay, we have a couple of highs more sitting up there. We talked about the reason for that. But yeah, man, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if we can actually break out of this. I'm in the trade. Yes, of course. I showed you already in the MetaTrader, guys. Come on. I showed it. I showed it already. Be sharp. Be sharp. We were in drawdown before. Yeah, the low volume nodes. Let's see if we can actually break, at least take out the highs here. We are still in a larger counter trend. We are flipping though now. It's starting to come. We haven't shifted the trend yet. We're still bearish on the higher time frame. But we're getting to very interesting levels. Very interesting levels. We're getting back towards that supply. And we really want to shift structure eventually. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. All right, 50-minute test closed. 50-minute test closed. We closed above the value area high. That's the first candle we closed above the value area high. That's actually good. That's what you want. You want to close above it. I got a message from your team. Just wanted to make sure if it's legit. I sent you a message on Instagram. Cool, man. Let me know. I will check it out. Sometimes you can do that. Send me a message. Yes, correct. Start with an F. Correct. That is part of my team, yes. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Yes, in terms of the gold hybrid trading elite, guys, I didn't talk about it yet. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually mind blown, okay? The amount of applications that we received has been astronomical, and I just really want to request you to give me a little bit of time to go through it, okay? I'm not sure if you guys have seen this, but I talked about it real briefly inside of the video that I uploaded for you guys at the beginning. Start off. And I think we had around here 387 applications, okay? Over 400 applications, okay? We have 20 spots, 400 applications. So please let me go through it with my team. If someone reaches out to you, take it serious. Don't mess around, because you know, a lot of people applied for it. There's a reason why people messaged you in my team and came back to you right there, okay? So it's a lot more than I expected to. So yeah, please take that into consideration. You can still apply, okay? We're not closed yet. We're closed until when we're closed here. You can still apply. You can click on the link right here and apply for your spot. Takes around 6 minutes. I think within like the next 2 days, we are. You will not hear me talk about it for the next 2 months, I would say. So damn, we're still pulling back and pushing up and pulling back. We're pushing up and pulling back. Very choppy today. Can you see it, guys? It's very choppy today. Very, very, very choppy. I wonder why it's so choppy actually. What's going on? Why is there so much resistance here? The daily looks really good, exactly like we wanted, right? The daily candle. Is it the dollar? It's the dollar. Okay, it's the dollar. If it's the dollar, then it makes sense why. If the dollar is acting like this, yes, it's the dollar. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. If the dollar is a bit of a mess today, like you can tell clearly, then it's indeed important that we do not close above the 100.569 at all. We want to stay below that. Dollar isn't at resistance though right now. Okay, we can see that the dollar is acting from an area of resistance at the moment. So if we do manage to close above that, I have to say we might be a little bit invalidated, because then the dollar will start shooting up further. So I hope we stay below that. Okay, for now we're good. For now, we're okay. Okay. But yeah. It's the dollar. If the dollar is facing a little bit of resistance, then that's good. That's what you want to see. I'm going to put the dollar next to it so I can actually look at it at all times, because it's kind of important now that we hold below that level. Yeah, exactly. Okay. We're paying attention to the dollar. You can tell that gold wants to. It wants to go, but the dollar is holding gold back a little bit from going, I guess. I think that's what we're seeing here. terms of order flow, things are looking quite stable, right? Day looks good, 4 hour looks pretty good as well. You have all these trapped sellers sitting below here. That's what you want to see. Hourly looks pretty strong. We're bouncing off of the VWAP. So that looks pretty decent as well. 15-minute was actually very good. We saw a lot of aggressive selling at the bottom. And then aggressive buying coming in with a strong closure above that. So that shows that there is definitely some support here. Item is Sergio part of your team, yes. Look at the dollar one more time. Yeah, the dollar starts breaking out. You see that? The dollar starts to push up higher. Really want to get, we really don't want to close above this high right here. Okay. Hope the dollar can do that. Because now it's the dollar pushing gold down. You see that? Dollar up, gold starting to push down. I think it's better if we play it safe. Because it's a very choppy condition here. That's how you make money. Playing it safe. Look at the dollar. Yeah, look at the dollar shooting up here. Yeah, look at that. Strong breakout. Strong breakout here on the dollar. That's why gold's not moving. Yeah. Yeah, look at the dollar pushing and pushing and pushing. Wow. Yeah, I think you have to play it safe here, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, we have to play it safe. If the dollar starts going crazy, it's not worth staying in the trade. So I'm out. I clicked on out. I'm out of the trade here. Let's wait for the dollar to make its mind up, because if the dollar starts pushing up here consistently, then it's gonna put so much pressure on gold. Gold's not gonna run anyways. Gold is not gonna go. It's unfortunate because everything lined up pretty well, but if the dollar starts going bananas, then it's gonna put a lot of pressure on gold, and gold's gonna try to come down again inside of the area. And if you have like a strong impulse candle up, like this, you have the bounce from the low volume node, and you have a strong impulse candle up, and then price comes down again, and it comes down again, then that's not really a good look for gold here. Okay, so yeah, I would say break even for now. And that's how we have been growing our account. We have been just observing also the dollar's behavior. We were not getting into like super risky trades, but we're not too careful either. Like we get in, and then we see how price moves, how it develops. So let's give the dollar a little bit more room to see what it wants to do here. I think closures are going to be very important. This is very good sell setup. Okay, if it will be a sell for me personally, I can't tell you how it would be a sell for me. If we close below the low volume node, I would say personally. So that would simply mean that we have the range, the manipulation, expansion. Then we pull back, we break down. And then here I would look for the continuation back towards this area. That will be for me a nice area or level to look for. And that is around this high, okay? Around that level, something like that. Yeah. Is there a chance that it stays choppy until later today? Yeah, it could be, but I don't know. It depends on the dollar a little bit. If the dollar makes up its mind or gold breaks, then I think we're gonna see a lot more confirmation. Better, cleaner, less riskier entries, I would say. Yeah, you really want to see the alignment though, right? Isn't China banned for trading gold? Yes, apparently. With one of the largest banks. I'm not sure if all the banks are like that. I think it's just one big bank, if I'm correct, not mistaken. I don't think it's whole China. I thought it was just one big bank, the largest bank in China. But usually that's very bullish, actually. If China bans something, it's actually more bullish because they're usually banning things that are like same as Bitcoin, right? They banned Bitcoin at $4,000 and then it went up to like 70 that same year. So US is printing a bunch of new cash on gold, a new cash. If that would be the case, then the dollar would weaken. Because that means that there will be more supply, right? On the dollar. And more supply on the dollar means everything that you can print becomes more valuable. So that would be the opposite, actually. Yeah. Dollar breaking resistance, yeah. You can tell that the dollar is pushing up higher. It fails to break down, for sure. So if the dollar is that strong, then it's going to go for those highs, right? It's going to try to take out the highs, or whatever the case may be. But this looks pretty strong to me right now. So without that, I think gold will not go, right? If the dollar continues to perform like that, I think gold will not really want to push up higher. But it's not that gold looks weak. I just want to be clear. It's not that gold looks weak at all, because if gold can hold this level, look at the dollar shooting up, right? This makes me want to enter gold again, to be honest. Along again, to be honest. Why? Because if the dollar continuously goes up like this, and gold does not break down, is that then weak or is that strong for gold, right? Is that then important to pay attention to? Yes, I think so. Like, I mean, if the dollar is that weak, if the dollar is that strong and gold refuses to drop, then what's going to bring gold down now, right? I'm tempted to long again. If gold pushes down a little bit more and we're holding and the dollar is still pushing up higher and it's just like that, I'll probably enter again, because yeah, the dollar pushes up really strong. Look at the dollar right now. But is gold breaking down? No, it's not breaking down. It's holding. It's respecting it. It's not breaking down. So let's just long gold again. Is Sergio in your team? Yes, he is. Any tips on how to walk away from chart if the entry didn't hit but still goes your way? Walk away from the chart? Yes. Walk away from the chart. Every setup that you have to take has to make sense, right? Anyways, like, why would you take a trade that doesn't make sense? Or why would you take a trade that just is a stack of, like, you know, just because you missed out doesn't mean that you should go right into another one. But at this moment in time, I'm getting more impressed with gold. It was good to get out for a sec, but like... if if the dollar pushes up so much and gold does not want to come down, then that's bullish for gold. That's insane, actually. Hello, Lorenzo. Just wondering, do you use trend lines as all part of your macro analysis? Macro, yes. Macro, but they're very subjective though. Like, do you mark it out from the wick to the wick, right? Is it from the wick to the wick? Is it from the body to the body, right? Because then you have a breakout. Like, what exactly are we looking for? So I prefer to work with supply and demand, and I've been testing both tremendously. So I've been working with both to just see what do I like more. I like supply and demand more. It's more robust for myself. Higher time frame supply and demand zones are for me a bit more important. Yeah. I have a feeling gold is gonna push, like right now, according to the dollar. Like, I think that this is the moment when the gold is gonna push here. I actually entered along again, and look at my chart right now. I actually never hit my break even. I never hit my break even, so I'm in 2 trades right now. But I entered right now. I entered right now again. One is on break even, never hit my break even there. And the other one I entered right now at this moment. So I'm in a long again. Boom. So I'm actually double risk. I'm double the risk. But one is on break even already. This better has to be the move then. This better has to be the move. This better has to be the move. I was on break even already. But I entered again. I'm actually 2 lots in now. Why does this make me more bullish? Like, I mean, if the dollar starts to push up and the gold does not come down, it doesn't break structure, and the dollar then reacts a little bit to the downside, and you see gold pushing up higher, then gold is bullish. It's the combination of the dollar, and then at the same time, we do have a range breakout retest, so it is a CRC play. And look at the order flow. We are in that 4-hour zone and the daily zone. So it's not that the setup wasn't there. It's just that the dollar was a little bit of an issue at the beginning. But you do want to see gold breaking through right now as well here. You do want to see them breaking down. FXCM, damn, your spreads on a broker are tight. Yes, if you have an ECN account on Vantage, you are really good. They're really good. But you need an ECN account. Oh, damn. Oh, wow, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be a big day, potentially. That's gonna grow our account. We closed. Let's put this one on break even as well. I'll put them both on break even here. I just want to see follow through right now. They're both on break even. I can chill now. I got a bit lucky though, let's be honest, on the first one. But they're both on break even right now. Oh, what happened? No, I am in a break even, right? Huh? Anyways, let me just put it down. Why not? What happened there? Ah, that's too bad. Gold loves to have these big candles, huh? Up and down, unfortunately. Gold loves it. I really hope this flips. If this is the game we have to play today, it is what it is, man. If it's that choppy today, then nothing we can do about it. But I hope it flips. It's too risky. Not if you are on break even. Just manage your trade. Especially in this condition, manage it. Oh, that's a good one, if that could flip. You know what? I think it's I think right here, because we're still counter trend trading right now. Let's see where we are. How many pips we're in here? We're in around 160 pips on one, and we're in around 130 pips on two. Yeah, time to take profit at the highs here. For both of them, and then I keep it. That's what I'm gonna do. Taking profits is a good thing in counter trend scenarios. Always do this in counter trend scenarios. Oh shit, did I close my auto trade? I closed one trade in full, and the other one on half. Which one did I held on to? Yeah, okay. Sometimes for some reason when I do something on my phone and I have to be quick, I mess up. Okay. Damn. But okay, we took profits here. We closed one position in full. I'm up $1,900. Okay, $1,194 because I had a $500 opening loss when I woke up this morning. So $1,194. Okay. $1,194. All right, that is the current profit. Just say TP1 here. TP1. CT means counter trend. Okay, that's why. Macro trend is still bearish. Why don't you close it from your PC? I always open it from my phone. I always manage these things from my phone. But I do look at it for you guys. This is why the only reason why I have it on MetaTrader on my PC is because for you guys. But one trade is still running though. We're still up in one trade right here. Take profit on that second trade at 100 pips. Like I said before, we were up around 100 pips, 111 pips. I think it's worth to take some profits because the market is relatively choppy today. But there is potential with gold because of the dollar breaking down right now. And when it shoot up, gold didn't want to come down. Right? When the dollar was pushing up, gold was not breaking structure. And then when the dollar found resistance and it started to push, gold broke out. So that's why gold was still bullish. Okay? Anyways. Anyone in the trade? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Of course, this is for educational purposes only. Entertainment purposes only. Cool. After taking profits, it's a pretty standard thing to put your stop loss and break even. Okay. That's the whole point of taking profits. You get in, you get out, and you manage your trade, and you put your stops and break. Okay. I'm still in this first trade right now, but I would do this for the second one either way. We're still running it. So yeah, I took a $500 loss. I made a stupid mistake this morning. This was just my bad, but this was way before the stream at the open. But it's about the winning days. It's about the green days by the end. And we made 776 and 975 after that. And we're still in the trade, one trade. Okay, so we're up $1,194 today. And we're growing the smaller account into a bigger account. We started with, around 6K, right? We are now at 17. So we're heading in the right direction. What is the next goal? What is the next step? Monday open. Stream trade. TP1. Stop loss and break even. For the session, waiting for the to play out. What else do we have? Good morning. Okay. This is my journal in my Telegram as well here. I post analysis in there. I posted a whole video in case we break out around gold in there as well. You can join the Telegram group. It's free, completely free. I post my updates in there, but also my results. of course, keeping things transparent. And then at the same time, sometimes I'll play some signals in there too, because if you talk about something on the stream and we do it afterwards, right? I sometimes talk about and share it as well, right? So that's the reason for you to join the free Telegram group, all right? Oh, that makes sense right there. Cool. Okay. In the meantime, if you guys can do something for me, all right, that would be extremely helpful. And that is to smash up that like button for your boy. Okay. This is how I can grow my channel. I'm here almost every Asia session right now. I love the Asia session, to be honest. I freaking love it. But if you guys can help me out by smashing up that like button, that would be really, really appreciated. It's free. It's very easy to do. And it helps me tremendously. Okay. Thank you. I worked on this speech, by the way. I worked on this speech in front of the mirror. Now we do have definitely some resistance here. So take profits here, man. Then you're you're gonna be happy, regardless. Like I said before, there are 3 rules for taking profits. Number 1, in a range, we'll always take profits. In range trading, when the market's in consolidation and we take longs or short, we take profits. Counter trend, we take profits. In a counter trend scenario, from a higher time frame perspective, we're taking profits. So for example, the trend is still relatively bearish, right? The trend is bearish, but we are pulling back, right? We're not shifting structure yet. We're there. That's counter trend. So when I take longs, I take profits too. That's a rule that I have for myself. Then we have rule number 3, and that is a more discretionary rule. And that is when you are really, when the market is really a mess. And you just see that the market is a mess. And you can tell that the market is a bit off. This comes with experience, I guess. But these are like the rules that I look at. This is when we take profits. When we don't take profits is when the trend is aligned. When you're in a downtrend and the trend pulls back and you reject and you sell off here, right? And it's a continuation of the larger trend in motion. And yeah, you're trading with the trend, right? And it's very, very clear that we're super bearish or whatever. We let the market ride. And the average reward is going to be because of, it's going to be both, because you have 1 and you have 2. You have the lower risk reward because you take profits, and you have the higher risk reward because you don't, and you create an average. Yeah. Okay. That's a pretty strong rejection at these highs, huh? What's going on? Let me see. Order flow. 1 hour is indeed in resistance. Yes. 15 minutes to the 4 hour. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? I think we're here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we are a little bit of a higher time frame resistance zone. That's true. We are a little bit in an area of resistance here. So I think taking profits is a good idea. Like I said before already many times, if you haven't done it yet, then you had your opportunity to take profits. Yeah. It was at the right level to take profits. Right level. It was actually the perfect level. In my opinion. You can tell in the order flow that this is indeed an important level. The daily looks much, much better. Like, I love the daily, but yeah, indeed you can tell. This is also something that you have to be aware of. You see that? It's right there. And that is also acting as resistance. So that's why taking profit is so important. And kind of, this is actually going to be a major confirmation. Because if you break above it, this is very bullish. Okay, this is very bullish. We'll probably go straight up to that level that we talked about, the 22, to take out those highs. If you break below it, okay, we'll have to revisit the 4120 and the 4100 again. 4100. So it's actually kind of an important zone. We're gonna revisit the range. So yeah, taking profits is important. Do your elite members join your live streams as well? I was wondering. Yes, they do. They do. They do. Of course, a lot of them were also in New York, but I think some of them are here. They're supporting us always. And yeah, a big shout out to the guys in the elite group right here. Very happy to, of course, be with them. We have another live trading session today. In the New York session. That would be an interesting session. But Rody, yeah, Rody already mapped out all the scenarios for us. Look at Rody. So you wake up, boom, Rody already did his work. Shout out to Rody, man. See that? That's why you have the elite. It's not just about my 6-week mentor program where I take you to 200 slides of data, information. It's a lot of information. So you need to be able to deal with that information. But yeah, Anda, my man, congratulations. Just passed both of my 100K Holla Prime challenges. Couldn't have done it without this group and our mentor's guidance. To our mentor, to everyone still grinding, keep going. It is possible. And them, my friend. Now we're seeing the results coming in. I knew it was just been a matter of time before all the results started to pop in. Because when you learn a new system, you need some time, right? You need a little bit of time to go through it and to adapt to the system. But once it clicks, this is usually what I see. It clicks, and boom, they're consistent. It's really like that. It's really like that. But yeah, it's an insane amount of applications that we have received. Like, I couldn't believe it when I woke up on a Saturday. Because we did, of course, the launch on a Friday, right? It's by far the biggest we have seen so far. So you can tell that we're growing really rapidly right now. And this is something that we only do every 2 months. Every 6 weeks, but every 2 months, you could say. And then you don't... And I like it because we can just do the launch, get people in our group, train them, and then just keep going on the live streams with YouTube. And then Telegram, of course, as well here. But we had 387 applications by the end. 387 people that filled in everything, all the information. So it's crazy. It is crazy. But not saying that every application is a good application, though. Let's be honest. Dollar pushing again. All right. Yeah, it is unfortunate then. But that's why we take profits. So now you can kind of chill. We can kind of chill and see what happens, right? Let's look at the dollar again. Let me quickly check the dollar. Yeah, okay, look at that. It's also a sign that I wanted to remove. Yeah, the dollar is holding that support indeed. You're right. Dollar is indeed holding that support right now. It broke out, hold that support, and it's pushing up higher. So this is why gold is having difficulties again. You're correct. You are 100% correct. You gotta be impressed with gold though. How well it's holding still. Always a good feeling, right? To be up on your account. In this case, we're up around $1,200, $1,200. And we're break even. So you're stress-free. And there is still potential, right? That's why otherwise we will be out fully. And just chill. Now you can chill and relax. No stress. We made our money. We actually scaled in this case, accidentally, but okay. We'll take it. And it's holding up. It's still holding up. Starbucks. Yeah, straight up action on a Monday morning. For me, personally. Monday morning. Straight up action today. Well, action, it's a bit choppy. But yeah, execution, let's put it this way. Definitely face some selling pressure right now. Let's look at the order flow again. Oh yeah, that's a pretty wild, a wild drop. But keep in mind, we are in an area of support now again. So it's not necessarily really bearish yet. If you break it, then yeah, of course, right. Did you buy? Yes, we bought and we already took profits. Okay, I think the first one is out already. Last but not last one, let's see. Can we hold this? You could see where we took our profits, right? Right at the top of that candle right there. It was a good choice to do so, but yeah, I mean, we are now pushing down again. That's why, like, I never trust counter trends completely. If you're not trading in a clear trend on a higher time frame, then I usually take profits. Always the better way to doing it. Stress-free. That's my entry 74, 47, so that's my last chance. Sam, I took a buy and I closed my position with profit and sold from the top. Took profit. Gee. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there are levels. There are levels to it. There are levels. Yeah, dollar is just the problem here, right? It's just obvious. Like we literally had gold push, dollar was pushing up. Gold was not breaking structure. Then dollar came down. Gold broke out. We made money. So we took our money. We make our money actually when this happened. But now the dollar is continuously pushing again. This is like the second wave from the dollar right now. And that's just a bit annoying. Because that will not allow gold to go up further. And we took out the highs. We swapped those highs and we realized, okay, we better take profits here. And we did, so. Best thing that we could have done, I think. So one was like 100 and the other one? 170. Okay. It's so interesting because we traded towards those highs, right, to take profits, and some people waited for those highs to be taken out to short it. That's also funny to think about. But yeah, that's what happened. Ooh. Okay. All right, we're out. Okay. Not bad though, right? Not bad, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. We made $975 and $775. The total, that is 975 plus 775 is 975, 775, $1,750. But I had a stupid mistake I made in the morning before the stream already. So you guys have not seen that, but you can see that in the logs, 557. So $1,194 net for the day, okay? On this challenge account, this live account, but we're doing a challenge. Okay. Anyways, we're bouncing from it level, but now we're out. So now we're out. Okay. That's it. That's the end of the trade. A quick one. I think we really did what we could with the right confirmation. One was already interesting. It was very tricky at some point. The other one was pretty good. The dollar was coming down. That was pretty good. And yeah, I mean, we swept the highs and now we're coming down. But keep in mind, also, if you are short right now, right? The dollar at some point will face resistance again. Okay, and the dollar is already doing this. You can already see where, right? The dollar is already at the highs. We might take out those highs though, but anyways, we do have the point of control here. We have that low volume node here. We have been holding up in that low volume node here. So yeah, also for shorts, I would say take profits. That's my suggestion. Up to you to decide, of course. If you do break down, you're in a really good position because this will turn into resistance. And then most likely what you're going to see is a retracement towards the previous range. Right there. With my first target being the 4126, actually, the previous weekly very high. That is that area that I will be looking for. But yeah, you're going to find a lot of support here right now. That's all I can say. It's a very messy chart. You're going to find a lot of support. So I think also for shorts, it's just as important to take profits because you are in a range. Now, we're in a range. Pretty much. Yeah. Hi, sir. I read your LTA Council's book. It's amazing. Why is it free? Yeah. I don't really care. I wanted just to become an... I just want to write a book. I didn't want necessarily sell a book. And I thought it would be very helpful for the live streams as well. When you learn about the volume profile, that you have that information so you can learn it. More money says Alibaba Group Holding. Baba stock. Please take a look at it. To be honest, I never really look at stocks for an analysis, but I'm actually kind of curious right now. Because I know that they're behind DeepSeek as well. The AI. You know, you guys know DeepSeek? I love DeepSeek. I love it. DeepSeek is amazing. Especially the new model. Really good. And it's super cheap. I mean, I think it's still not there yet, though. Doesn't look that amazing. Doesn't look that good yet, to be honest, bro. Maybe as a DCA, it's a good start, but no, I think that we have not seen any good confirmation here. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's not bad, right? From a perspective of where we came from. Even this right here, it tapped into the 50s and it sold off on the monthly time frame. It's ridiculous. Yeah, no, it's pretty bad. For now. It's pretty bad. It is pretty bad. But if you are a long-term believer, it's never a wrong moment. I think in these type of sell-offs, I think that you have a good DCA entry, yeah. If you're a long-term investor. But I don't know all the insights. I know all the data and stuff, you know? So, yeah. Where are you trading from? I'm trading from Bali, Indonesia right now. Is the link to your book broken? No, it's not broken. I think it's right here. Maybe in the chat it is, but it should be working. Yeah. How can I make 5K to pay my medicine school fees? You go and buy a challenge. You become a good trader first. You buy a challenge. And you get here with your first payout. That's it. Done. You pay yourself and that's it. You never look back. Or you get a job. You get a job. And you work hard. And while you work hard, you still trade on the side at part-time to become better. And you give yourself the time to do so. The book .lt comes not working. It is working for me. Is it not working for you guys? It's working for me. I'm super confused about this whole book thing right now and why it's not working, because it should be good. I'm gonna check it one more time in the app to see if these emails are getting sent out as well here. Give me 1 second. Let me figure it out. Rowan, says works for me. I just requested it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I think that you have to be a little bit patient for the book to receive it. Sometimes it takes a bit longer. You don't get it in like 5 minutes. Sometimes it takes like 30 minutes or longer, and I don't know why. But lately that has been the case. I'm gonna ask why this is the case, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna ask why this is the case right there. And then we'll figure it out right there. We'll figure it out. Yeah. We'll make sure it's clear. Okay, well, price is coming down right now. That's clear. Right, it's trying to break. After taking out the highs, it's breaking down. So I think we got what we got out of this setup here today, guys. To be honest with you guys, I think that was actually the trade, the quick trade here. Shorts, I would have personally not be that comfortable with. Unless we would break down. And I know the amount of more room we have. Because even if you break down and you close below it, we have like a 400 pip range, which allows us to get back to the previous weekly value area high. And in case you wonder what is the previous weekly value high, this is like the 400 pip range that we will have. Previous weekly value high is actually the value area of the previous week. So if you take the previous weekly range, this is the previous weekly range, then this is the value area, okay? The value area high and the value area low. And what could happen is that we will retest at the value area. So we'll probably then do something like this. Now that we took at the highs, we break below, we would break down, we will tap into the value area, starting at the value area high, and then maybe make the continuation back up again. Something like that we had already in mind according to our analysis. We talked about it in our Telegram group. I made a video for you guys. And this is also an 8-hour demand zone. It's also in a higher time frame demand zone as well here. So we'll find a lot of support right there. Okay. And my short opportunity would then be break below and then the retracement inside of this. And then the target. And then maybe look for longs immediately to target that high. Right there. Okay. That is something I was looking at already in the weekend. But yeah. Then we started to show a little bit of a different structure. And we saw the breakout and we saw, okay, it's worth to get in longs. But taking profits in a counter trend is important. Yeah. Okay. All right, perfect, guys. I'm going to keep this stream today very, very short. I don't see another setup as well here. I think this is just a quick overview for the Monday. What I will do right now is I will do a quick analysis in terms of scenarios, levels, things like that right now. I think it's a good way to recap on what I talked about in the weekend, of course, in the Telegram group. If you haven't watched it, watch this video. It's still relevant right now, by the way. So watch this video, actually. I actually think that's better. No, just watch that video because I just go through everything around gold and why I think we're actually bullish in the medium term. Even though we're pulling back, why I still believe that this is more or less going to be a bullish situation where we're going to be in. So yeah, watch this and let's talk after. Okay. One thing I can already show you right now, a couple layers. Okay. And that is the order flow. And another thing is the dollar, okay? Because what has the dollar created right now? I think that's important to mention. The dollar did create, hope you guys can see it, but the dollar did create a daily supply zone. Do you see it? Right there, okay? This is a daily supply zone that has been created. Supply and demand on things like the dollar is very, very helpful. I use it all the time, right? On the higher time frame only. I don't use lower time frame supply and demand or order blocks or anything like that. I only use higher time frame quality levels, quality zones, daily, weekly, 12-hour and 8-hour. Why the 8-hour and 12-hour? Because we have 4-hour cycles of accumulation happening. Every 4-hour cycle is something I induct. So 4-hour, 8-hour, 12-hour daily, weekly. Anyways, this is the first time we have created a strong supply zone. Okay, why? because we had our rally right here. We had our rally. This was the initial rally. We had our base, and then we had our huge drop right there. Okay, so we were rally, base, drop. So initially, we had our rally. We managed. Then we had our base, and then we had a huge drop. And this is the expansion candle. Now we have a potential retracement. Now, this is going to be major resistance. Okay, why is this going to be major resistance? It's going to be major resistance because this supply zone is real. We have a huge expansion. This is where the candlestick was orchestrated, right? This is where it came from. You can see that right there. So it could easily be that the dollar is just going to do something like that. Okay? It's on the daily. And that the dollar will then do something like that. Okay? So this is an important moment for the dollar now. And this is why if this happens to the dollar, most likely what you're going to see on gold is you're going to see something in the opposite direction, right? Usually, okay? So this is on the daily. If you look on the weekly as well, we are also in major resistance on gold right now, or on the dollar right now as well, on the higher time frame. So that aligns pretty well with what we're seeing on the daily, okay? Now, if you take this to gold right now and you go to the 8-hour, we have some really nice clean levels to work with, okay? We have a nice demand zone right there. And we have a nice demand zone right there. We have two major zones that I need to look at. My major zone that I want to buy from, where I'm like really bullish, where I actually want to take a trade that I want to hold on to a little bit longer, is actually going to be, I'm not sure if you get there, but it's actually going to be around the 4,050. Okay, that is this zone. Because that's a zone where I believe we could potentially get into really good longs. And maybe if you get into really good positions, hold on to them for a couple days. Okay, I don't do this often, but I only do this when I have a really clear confirmation of both sides, the dollar, gold, order flow, things like that. But that is something I'm actually willing to hold on as a swing while we're still day trading in the meantime, right? But that is something that only happens if you get there. If you don't get there, it is what it is. But for now, we will be looking at a retracement potentially there. We have a major demand zone sitting up here already, major support. And this is around the 4,120. Okay, so the 420, that exactly is what we talked about in terms of that higher time frame zone, right? That previous weekly value area high range. For now, we're holding it. We're still holding the range. There is still a chance we'll hold this support. Like I said, also for shorts, taking profits is just as important as taking longs right now, because you're operating in a range, okay? You take profits in ranges. You don't anticipate we're going to break out, because you could just hover around this range forever, okay? If you do break out, you could pull back and we'll make a larger push to the upside. But the last thing I want to show you is this. Why, from a macro perspective, gold is actually very, very interesting right now at the moment. And this is the order flow on the weekly time frame, okay? The weekly time frame. We don't really talk about this, but this is something that is super underrated, and you will never really see someone talking about this on YouTube. Try to find order flow higher time frame on YouTube. You don't find anything. Why? I don't know why. I love it. I think it's amazing. I think you learn a lot about how a weekly candle is developed, where the most selling took place in a weekly candle, where the most buying took place in a weekly candle, and how the candle closed and with how much volume the candle closed. So for example, this is a weekly candle. This was the previous week, okay? And if you look at the previous week here, where was the most volume traded in the previous week? It was traded right here, 90,000, 85,000. You can actually see that there's a white line around this. The white line means that is the point of control. That is where the most volume was traded in the previous week. Now, if it's red, there are more sellers. If it's green, there are more buyers executed. It's clearly red. You see that? So the candle is green, but there are more sellers at the bottom. So all those sellers were getting absorbed. That means that there are now a lot of sellers that are trapped and stuck in their trade. That is unfortunate for those sellers, but they shorted the bottom. We shorted the bottom too, but we took profits and we closed the trade. They did not. Maybe. Okay? So when they're stuck in their position, what are they going to do? They're going to potentially exit their position with a higher certainty when price pulls back into that. Why? Because if you want to get rid of your position, when you're unsure about your trade or whatever the case may be, and you can get out break even, you're thinking, okay, that's amazing. Luckily, I get out of break even. Great, I get out of my trade. If you get out of your trade, what is it going to do? It's going to allow you to buy. Because if you sold before and you need to get out of your trade, you need to buy. That's how you exit. If we're buying and we need to get out of our trade, we need to sell. So exit. So if you want to buy, someone has to sell it to you. And if you want to sell, someone has to buy it from you. That is how a contract is formulated. Okay, so one market buy and one limit sell is one contract. One limit sell and one market buy is one contract. Okay, so what is that going to do? It's going to create more buying pressure at the bottom. More buying pressure. So if price pulls back, it creates more buying pressure. Why? Because these traders are going to exit the position. The smart money sees that, they know that. They're going to buy into that. Double the catalyst. So you don't see it often that you see 2 weeks where a lot of sellers at the bottom got stuck and trapped. This makes it only more bullish in the medium short term. On the weekly time frame, especially. Okay, so I do expect when we see a retracement, a lot of buying opportunities for swing trades or scenarios where we can hold on to our trades a little bit longer. And while I'm in one big trade, a swing trade, I will be continuously trading on the side like we're doing in the Asian sessions already. But in order for that to happen, we do need to pull back to those sellers. We do need to get into this box of sellers in order to buy and hold to that swing. Now, that box is exactly what we talked about on the higher time frame, and that is indeed the 8-hour time frame right here, and that is indeed that level right there. Okay, around the 4,080. Okay, anyways, that's a swing trade scenario. If you guys want to watch like the whole day-to-day breakdown of what we expect today, tomorrow, and the scenarios, watch my video in the Telegram. It's a free group right around there. Okay, in terms of the gold hybrid trading system, we had 300 something applications. It's crazy. Right here. Okay, 387. This is actually shocking. But we are still open, and of course a lot of applications are not really good. Okay, and I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people just type in their application, yes, no, maybe, I want to become a good trader, yes, I want this, I want that. That's not really good, because there are people who are putting their heart and soul into an application where they take 5 minutes to really write down why they want to be and get into our group right there in our elite. You can still apply right here by clicking apply for your spot, and our team will get back to you, but please give it some time. And if you already did your application, please give it some time. We will be closing in a couple of days, and then you don't hear from me ever again, or at least not for the next 2 months, until these guys have their results. That's what I like to do. They get the results, and then we open again later on. Anyways, I'll keep you guys updated in Telegram. I think we just took what we could get, right? You guys agree? In the chat agrees. We took what we could get. We're green again, right? The winning streak is still on. I think that makes the most sense. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you guys for today's session here. I'm gonna keep it a bit shorter today. It's a Monday as well. I'm fine with this. Let's come back tomorrow again in the Asian session. Okay. Yes. Is there a fee for joining the elite? Yes, 100%, of course. Yes. Yes. And if you don't want to do that, then just be in the Telegram group, YouTube, and read my free book. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you, guys. And management is key. You see it again. Management is everything, right? Taking profit is a must. Counter trend. All right. Much love, guys. Have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you again tomorrow morning for my tomorrow morning. Maybe for you tonight. See you. Oh yeah, smash the like button, man. Come on, please. Yeah, thank you. No matter what I'm told, gonna stay up, let it struck, wanna lose control. Ciao.